It as cleanly as I thought. Almost fell out of his hands, but the good thing he held on.
Still a little paddle around for a single. Oh, we're talking about the batter's key. Just seem to have a rush of blood. Because it can happen in cricket. Got to be a little careful. This partnership needs to build up again.
Yes, there's no point in taking too many chances, any unnecessary risks.
Good ball to stop that. Actually, that was a long hop, and the batter can feel that he missed an opportunity to put it away to the boundary.
Short just sort of pulled it away. Good effort by the fielder.
Just seemed to be slipping away from him at the last moment. Got there.
It's going to be very important to save as many runs as possible.
That's the way to go about it. When you are sitting at 109 for 3, chasing another 50 runs of 37 balls in this format, no need for histrionics.
That's quite true, and he still got 7 wickets in hand. Don't need to take any chances.
Play your normal game. The bowlers will be under pressure. They will get frustrated. 14 overs done, 110 for 3. Well, it's pretty much neck and neck right the way through. But you feel that the situation the game is in, 49 needed of 36, because Borisha will have the upper hand. 6 overs to go. 7 wickets in hand. Big hitters in the middle, Ibrahim Zardan and Iftikhar Ahmed. Tries to drag it, really timing it once again.
It's good to see the youngsters in as well. 48 to get 35 deliveries to go. Which way is it going to go? At the moment, you have to give the batting team the ascendancy. One good over could just... Not so sure about that. Being a bit ambitious, that's not necessary.
Well, having a bird's eye view. So Air Force Base not too far away. And this is the wild hoink. Some of these batters so attuned to this format of the game, they feel they gotta go after everything. It's the mindset, isn't it?
It certainly is a mindset, but you have to look at the context of the game as well and the position you're in. They're in a very good position. the fortune Barishal. You don't need anything expansive. Like I just mentioned a few moments ago, one good over, 10 or 12 runs or even 15 runs is basically over for the fielding team. So why you want to give them wickets to bring them back into the game?
Yorker, brilliant delivery. Did well to dig it out. This one ball, any pace bowler is going to love bowling. I'm sure you did.
It always looks spectacular when it comes off. And that was brilliant. Look at the seam presentation. Right on the block hole. Couldn't do a thing about that. But it's also high risk delivery. The margin for error is so small.
Slower one. That's been pumped over the top. Wow. What a shot that is. He's been vying for that. Ibrahim Zadran has got himself a maximum.
They're enjoying it. That was a magnificent stroke. It was a magnificent stroke. Slow delivery, back of the arm, but it was too full, right in the arc, and was hit straight down the ground into the side screen. That was a good shot.
You want to put it in exactly the right place. If you're bowling a slow one, you tend to lose your length. Angling it, and that's a delightful shot. That is the 50 for Ibrahim Zadran. A quick for 50. And on debut, on VPL debut, we'll come back to that. 123 for 3 at the end of 15.
He's a very fine young player, Ibrahim Zadran. He's unbeaten on 52. They were stuttering ever so slightly. And then that over, he just goes. Bam, 6, whack 4. And it's nearly a run a ball.
I see him do that even at international level. Saw him playing for Afghanistan against Sri Lanka in Pallekele. Got a brilliant 100. Had a wonderful series. Seeing him bat, you could conclude that he's a quality player.
And on that note, he just lets us down. Straight down Long On's throat.
How does it happen? They call it, the commentators curse, they call it different names, but it happens. Every time you talk of a player and how good he is, somehow goes and messes it up. This time finds the man at long on. Simple catch. But well done. Ibrahim Zadran, 52 of 41. Borshall, 124 for 4. And it's the timeout.
Just 35 of 28 deliveries. That's all that's required.
Another look at that wicket. Sikandar Rasa bowling a seam-up delivery. Ibrahim Zadran just not able to get the elevation, finding the man at long on. The intention obviously was to go over the top. Just couldn't get there.
Yeah, it's a game that they should win at a canter, Borishal. I mean, 35 of 26 deliveries, 6 wickets in hand. But as Curtly Ambrose mentioned a little bit earlier, every time they get on top, they throw away a wicket, which just keeps the riders in the hunt. It gives them a little bit of hope.
At this stage, you should be backing the batters. 34. But we keep saying these funnier things have happened. All they need for Charlie is to lose a few wickets quickly, close to each other, build up a few dots, just try and widen that gap between runs and balls. 126 for 4.
I reckon you go. I've told him. Benny, you.
Well, the skipper just edges further and further down this order. You can't help thinking that Mamadullah will probably walk in next. Shakib obviously feels as though his side has got a handle on things. So Robbie-L now into the attack. That required rate is 8. Oh, that's Howell. That's your man, Benny Howell.
What do you mean, mine? Seen the guy do some things in the Lanka Premier League. I knew how versatile he is. But just looking at the two batters, particularly Iftikhar, I think he's at a lean time, not just here, but even in the Lanka Premier League. He played a few games but never really fired. Sikandar Rasa was another one. He hasn't really got going with the bat. I think this form thing has been extended. They've just not been enjoying themselves.
Look, it's quite a tough game, isn't it? If you start going through a lean patch, mentally it must be a real tough game to get out of that feeling, because you've got to play a what's the word I'm looking for? You high risk, or you high risk game. So there's that temptation. Well, should I just nudge and nurdle my way out of bad form into form? But in doing that, you could cost your team a couple of games. So T20 is not a great game from a mental point of view for a batter if he starts hitting bad form.
This is Karim Jana could be kicking himself. He just couldn't latch onto it. He didn't come on, pace on the ball, but still just banged halfway down the pitch.
Lovely shot. Really good. Powerfully struck by Janak down the ground.
They needed that because it was becoming a little bit embarrassing with those dot balls. Now 28 of 20. This is, again, you could see that the attempted leg break or the wrong one. But on a length. And today the length balls seem to disappear so quickly.
Janak goes again. He's got enough, only just, but it just needs to clear the fence to get the maximum.
I think he's settling the issue here. 22 of 19, 4 and a 6 of the last 2 deliveries. I've just released whatever pressure Borishal would have been under. Yeah, as you said, it didn't go a long distance, but just enough.
Very good. Good cricket by Janak. Goes boundary, and a single to end the 17th. Massive over. 138 for 4. .138 for 4. So just 21 required for Borishal to get themselves off the mark. They haven't won a game yet. They lost a high-scoring encounter against the Strikers the other day when they posted a 194, and that was chased down. There'll be a log jam, won't there, at this in this tournament after a couple of rounds, because the Riders have already won a game. So there'll be a number of teams that are there and thereabout. Bar the Strikers, obviously, who are 3 from 3. With a 2 in a row. That was a great shot. Straight down the ground. Great place to hit it. In this one, just had enough legs.
I think Benny Howell has a problem here. At his pace, the lengths are so important that he bowls. Karam Janak just enjoyed the length he bowled because that's his hitting zone. We would have expected him to be a little bit seam up, just the back of a length, go a little bit wider. But he was a little bit too straight and the length was wrong. In Sri Lanka, he was different because he was bowling on different kinds of surfaces. It was bit tacky. Ball was not really coming on, but this is driven and might be a boundary. I'm wondering whether the fieldsman's boot touched the line. I'm not sure. I'm wondering whether the umpire would want to take a look, but otherwise it's a good piece of fielding.
Nice bit of placement as well. Off the cut. Easy one. And there's runs. Really got that finer.
The problem is with wickets in hand, Borishal are looking pretty. They're fine. So it's about what Rangpur could do here. Could they come in, get a wicket or two, just try and push Borishal back, get 2 new batters, come and do something out of the box. At the moment, it's a bit too predictable. 17 or 15, you would think walk in a park with 6. You would think walk in a park with 6 wickets standing.
This is nicely weighted. It's not going to happen. The thinking was good. You spoke about the form of a player like Iftika. Well, here's a perfect opportunity. It's a perfect opportunity for him to be 21 not out. Just spend some time at the wicket so that he takes some confidence going forward. That, you know, what these players end up doing is slogging one up in the air, they get out, and then they've got to go back to their hotel room and deal with the fact that there's been another failure. But here he's got an opportunity. There's no pressure on him here. Oh, that's been palmed round the corner. Howell will haul it in.
It's a good opportunity. He's got a little bit of batting time at in the middle. It's so important for batters. You could bat all your life in a net, but nothing like batting in the middle. Those hours spent in the middle, the time you spend in the middle is so important. And he's getting some precious time, as you said, 16 of 13. Still got 14 more runs to get of 13 balls.
No, the stroke deserved more. The stroke deserved more. Instead, it's a dot. It finishes the 18th, 145 for 4. Right, the game to follow. The Dhaka Dominators taking the unbeaten Sylhet Strikers. They look a tough team to beat, but the very nature of T20 says it's difficult to go on a run. There they are. Good team performances from them. We haven't seen just one standout performer. Every standout performer, every single member of their team is contributing, and that is good signs for a side. Good too, yeah.
It's a key over for Borishal. They don't want to keep it too long. They don't want to just let it go into the last over. They'll try and finish it here. 12 of 11. It's quite easy.
You're right. Teams don't like to take it into the last over. If they do, it just must be 1 or 2 runs. They don't want to leave themselves 7 or 8 to get. That's gone up and over backward point and away for 4. He's a dangerous player.
The boundary he got in the previous over, Benny Howell over mid-off, and then the 6. Just released a little bit of pressure that the wrongful riders are looking to build. Very, very comfortable. 6 wickets standing. This is a confidence booster. Don't forget they played that first game, lost that first game after piling on something big. So now this will give them a lot of confidence. And mind you, they haven't utilized Shakib, the skipper, and also Mahmudullah. They're still in the dressing room. Those are batting options. And that will make their confidence level even higher.
Just not finding the middle of the bat, is he? And you'll keep the strike, Iftikhar. So there's just an over. To go now. 155 for 4. Shoaib Malik played well for his unbeaten 54, but the bowlers were fantastic. Shakib 1 for 19 in his 4, so he may not contribute with the bat, but that's a significant contribution with the ball. His team are 4 runs away from registering their first win. Not bowled.
It's a brave decision to bring a spinner on. Trying to defend 4 runs of 1 over. He's managed to get in a dot ball. Mahedi. Always tough. Yes, good.
Should be a wide.
I think you need to take a look at it because Mahedi didn't like it. I'm sure it looked a wide to me.
There it is. That's it. 1 stroke is all that's required. He may have struggled to find the middle of the bat through his brief innings, Iftikhar Ahmed, but he finds it when it matters most.
He settles the issue with a 6, and what a good shot that was. Iftikhar Ahmed, Borishal winning by 6 wickets with 4 balls to spare and chasing down, not a steep target, but a challenging one. 158 for 7 was always challenging, and it's good to see Borishal batting clicking. The Borishal batting, and they do carry a lot of experience, a lot of ability, and the likes of Iftikhar Ahmed getting into form will serve them well as they go deeper into the tournament.
Yeah, it was. They had a few hiccups early on. They were 2 down for just 18. From there on in, it was really just a measured run chase. Karim Janak played lovely. 21 from just 14 deliveries. He's a dangerous player, the Afghan all-rounder. Shakib didn't feel that he was needed with the bat, but he certainly weighed in with the ball as he took over the leadership for this second game of the Borishals campaign. Iftikhar Ahmed, 25 of 18. The 2 countrymen, Shoaib Malik and Iftikhar, having a little bit of a chat. Shoaib Malik played well as well, a little half century. Just lacked the support that he required for him to be able to really get a move on towards the back end of his innings. But he is someone that will still have a significant impact over the course of this competition for the Riders. He's a wonderful player, Shoaib Malik. Well, it went into the last over, and they got it down to 4 or 5. And Iftikhar Ahmed said, "You get your length wrong, I'll hit you out the ground." victory for Borishal by 6 wickets. A very, very professional performance by them today. Their supporters, they've got lots of them. That might be due to the popularity of their captain. But their lineup certainly looks